Well, we're going to show Winky how to trade the DAX. And a warm welcome to one and all. And for those of you who have not seen me before, my name is Langers, and I have a little special guest today who is joining the Scruffy Trader as Scruffy Trader Mark II.
Hey, I'm not Scruffy.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not.
Shut up. Winky, my other half. Because if you've been following the channel, she now works as a trader full time as well. Or trading apprentice, shall we say.
Are you serious?
We sold our other business and she helped me on the screens. However, if you were watching today, I did a little short where Scruffy was unhappy because Scruffy had to go walking through the woods, and it's why we both look like we're being pulled through a bush backwards.
Speak for yourself.
Because we did. Literally. Because just out there there's woods and we've got to sort of jump over the fence to get in them, and well, it's a bit muddy and slippy and icy, and let's just say it didn't go to plan.
Well, boys and girls, this is an unhappy Scruff. Look at the state of me. I'm all duffled up, got a hat on, because her says this is part of trading. Because apparently sitting in front of a desk for 8 hours a day is not good enough. We've got to walk in the woods, in the mud. Look at that, mud. With a cow, look at that, cow, and an unhappy Scruff, because apparently we have to get healthy. Bet you wish you were me.
But I'm here now, and one thing that, what are you laughing at?
You're always moaning.
Shut up, you cow, you never moan at the right time anyway, you always say get off.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Sorry. See, we're on a mission to get her to look like that.
Well, hello. Ding dong.
Not like this one. Not like that. Like that. Not like that. Like that. But one of us is not having it. She keeps saying no. Which, everybody now, you've seen her, comment below, say, do the big fella a favour and look after him.
I do look after you.
Do you?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I look after you with these screens.
Oh, there you go.
But that's what you're here for. Or at least I think you are. What we're going to do is, I'm been looking at the DAX. Now, I trade the DAX every day anyway for wages, challenges, all sorts. Because it moves every day. And what Winky's been doing for me is identifying fast moving markets that are ready to pop, but also sorting out the swing trades. Just helps free me up a little bit while I'm doing other things. And this has popped up. So what I've done is I'm going to fire the screen up, talk through it, and we're going to try it and see if we can put a smile on her face rather than the normal laughter at her face as I'm getting undressed ready for bed, because trust me, that's the best contraceptive in the world. Sorry.
How does your missus put up with you? Must be my legendary prowess as a lover.
Really?
Well, we've got 4 kids, so we're having a good day today. Do you know what? I'm going to have a better day tonight. See that? It might be Stormtrooper, but it's alcoholic Stormtrooper, and I'm going to drink it. All by myself. See? Right. Okay. Sorry with the merriment. We've got to have a good time. What are we looking at? And what can you see? You can see an absolute drive up. But what you got to remember, guys, this is an hourly chart. It's not telling you the main picture, and that's exactly it. Because when you look at that, that is just a snapshot. And one of the failures that a lot of traders do is they'll come onto a 5-minute chart, which is fine, and they'll look at that and think that's the move, that's what you have to trade. It's too narrow, it's too small a picture. Now it is getting ready. I've got a mark where I want to see some trades. So I'm either going to execute in and around this area or up here, pushing all the way to there, and I'm going to short it. Okay. Now, why is that? Well, if you take it out to the daily, we can see it's been up here before, and the last time it was here, it was a colossal drop, cracking drop, and it's pushing its way up, but it seems to be a flush out because it's had a good run, it's come down, it's pushed up. I'm sort of working on the assumption that this is going to happen again. Certainly a pullback in the short frame. Why? Because that is an aggressive move, similar to this but in the opposite direction. And any aggressive move can't be sustained. It has to release the pressure. And if we look at this, it's gone up, it's come down, it's pushing up, but it's not as sustained as that because that's quite smooth. This is aggressive. It's almost like final flush trading, if you like. Now, the DAX can easily squeeze up higher, but we're in uncharted territory, and I'll show you this now. Because if we look at this, it's never been here, but every time it's coming up here, thump, down it came, thump, and it's had a good run up. So got to be a bit careful. Remember, that's a weekly chart, takes a long time to come out. Daily, squeezing. And then if we come down a little bit further, 4 hour, sustained. There's been no relief on this at all. Bring it to the hour. It's coming now, and you can see it. So this area that I'm identifying here seems to be a good place to put your trade. Now, this might take a few hours to play out because I'm basing it on an hourly chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 3 orders and stage them with an idea to get to this blue line here, which is the top of this section. So kind of a rollover. I'll reevaluate it here. If I still think it's short, I'm going to take it down onto this level, likewise down onto there. But in the meantime, from this zone to this zone, then to this zone. But I'll have the orders kind of staged and I'll manage it as we go.
No way!
Which is ideal for you, because she forgets to do things all the time, you know. And it's normally sort of when I go, have you bought that costume yet? Oh, I forgot. What have you got to say for yourself? Come on, I've got the whole audience here. Tell them.
I never forget, I'm just not going to wear one.
Get out, you bitch. What do you mean you're not going to wear one? You promised.
I didn't.
You did.
When?
We're going away at the weekend, and I said to her, I'll take you away if you'll wear the bikini. And she said, yeah, no problem at all. So I booked the holiday, I've got the lodge booked and everything, because we were supposed to be getting on an airplane, but they won't let us go, so I'm another grumpy scruffy. Well, cough up for the lodge then.
You paid for it.
You're going to pay for it. So, right, I'll start popping the orders in and we'll see how it works out, and I'll come back to you at the end and we'll see whether or not I'm smiling or she's smiling.
I'm always smiling.
I know you are. Love you to bits. We done.
Oh, excellent.
Right. So, boys and girls, we're about to get stopped out. So I've killed the trade because, as you can see, it's moving back. What I wanted it to do was move between here and here, which it did, and then oscillate down to here. Now, if this was early morning, I'll be carrying on with this trade and letting it run. But it's now currently 3:30, and I've done what I need to do, which is that lot, 314. I only look for 200 quid. Now, when you're day trading, it is so much different than swing trading, because the markets are oscillating all the time, and this is something I'm trying to show Wink and kind of explain. I know I take the mickey all the time, but that's just our house. But what you've got to remember is, if a market can go 50 in one direction day trading, it can certainly go 50 the other. And if you look at the charts, they very rarely go in a straight line. You know, they'll push up, get to a certain point, pull back, push up again, or vice versa. Our job as day traders is just to take out what we need. The biggest failure rate in trading is greed. Trying to hang on to a trade too long, and also holding on to a loser too long. And they are both fear and greed driven. Your fear of, I guess, missing out makes you hang on to your losses too long, because you can't admit you're wrong. So that fear takes out, and you kind of think, well, I'm right. And one of the worst things that can happen to you is let that trade run against you, then it turns round and then does quite well. And if you've had that done a couple of times, which it does, and the markets do oscillate, the fear of missing out kicks in, because you just kind of self-condition yourself into believing the market will come back. And if it does, you're going to miss out on that profit you were originally going for. But then there's the other greed factor as well, which when you see the market moving for you, you hang on that little bit too long, and then that oscillation takes off the profit that you've already been given. Now, what I do is, once I've achieved 200 quid, I'll pull the stops in very tight, because I've already done what I need. Anything over and above that, well, it's just a bonus. It's just extra. And if it comes back and takes me out, it doesn't matter. And what I look at is roughly about 50% of what the extra profit is. So if it's running at 100 quid and I see it pull back to 50, I'll just kill it. If it's early in the day, I can always re-enter if I'm wrong. But it just means I'm not giving the money back to the market. Now, also within this, you'll have seen multiple positions, but they were actually all one position, because as the market pushed down, went to about 50-55 quid, take £4 of that off, giving me like sort of 40 quid, leaving £1 running. I've now put the margin back into the account that I can put the order back in again, and then these little oscillations that I'm talking about, they keep paying me, and it builds up a pot, and that pot being built up actually covers the £1 positions that's left if it goes wrong. So I hope that makes sense. You're kind of building a cushion in order to sort of cover your losses if you're wrong. And then if it breaks down and it continues going, all these little pounds add up into a position again, and it pays you quite well. And that's kind of the way that I do things. And just to illustrate something, this is that trade. You could see the oscillations that you've seen me sort of trading here. I was right to pull the money out because it's now going the other way. All right, but it was a reasonable assumption this level was going to hold or be a trigger point, which is what you saw me do, and it hasn't quite got down there. And then the rest of it, you've just seen me manage the trade, and as you say, that's gone up. I could start entering again and pushing down, but as I say, it's late in the day. So just a quick one today of sorts, because I am starting to show Winky more and more of how the charts work, and hopefully inspire you guys into seeing that trading can generate a profit, but being done as a job rather than sort of swinging for the fences and saying there's a magic pill system, because there isn't. You have to work the charts, and if you can't, you're just not going to survive. But if you're stuck, by all means contact me. I'm very easy found. All my contact details are in the description below, as is useful links. There's 5% off the 5% as prop fund. If you've got limited funds and you want to trade a big account, that is a way to go. Or if you're looking for a good broker, do check out Black Bull. At the time of the video, they have 500 to 1 leverage, multitude of products with tight spreads, and if you put some money into it using the link below and trade a little bit, I'll give you some of my time in the form of a 1-to-1. Just adding a little bit of value for you guys. But as always, trade well, keep that risk managed, but above all, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.